Good morning. It is Stuart Mitchell here from Mitchell & Son 3D Printing Services. It's on this a Saturday, middle of January already, which is crazy. That means we are almost coming in the Northern Hemisphere to the end of winter, which is great. A couple more months and we will be in the summer months. The sun is shining. Let's hope that lockdown is done. What I wanted to speak to you about today is, again, on our website, we have a blog. What our blog does is it pulls a lot of information from the industry, being able to show some really good in 3D printing, additive manufacturing trends that are happening. Um, again, pulling information from various different sites to give you um, latest industry news. I'd encourage you to have a look at this because it does, a lot of the stuff that does come through our blog is very, very exciting and very informative, to say the least. So if you want to know how 3D printing is going, what is happening in the world of 3D printing, not only 3D printing, but how the automotive industry is adopting 3D printing as a method, an alternative method, or no, I wouldn't say an alternative method, but as a plug-in to manufacturing. Because 3D printing, let's not delude ourselves and let's not be foolish. 3D printing does have restrictions. So traditional manufacturing, I know there's a lot of traditional manufacturers out there who are afraid that 3D printing is going to end up taking over um, or taking their jobs away from them. I know a lot of people talk about the Industrial Revolution 3.0 or 4.0, sorry, where they think that it's going to take, but there are restrictions, things that 3D printing won't be able to do. So I'd encourage you to come through and have a read of our blog and have a read at some of the really exciting things and the way and the speed in which 3D printing is moving and additive manufacturing is moving to change the world, because the world isn't going to stay the way it is. Advances will happen. We can't avoid them. We must absorb them. Change is happening all the time. Even as I sit and speak to you, the sun is rising greater. So change is happening in the day, and the day will become warmer. Now, just talking about restoring cars, you know, why choose additive manufacturing as a process, or why choose us even as a process? How can we help you? Because ultimately, that's what we're here for. We aren't here to serve ourselves. This is being set up, and the reason we joined the Federation of British Historic Vehicles is to offer a service, a help to you. So my thing is, how can we help you? Let us know. We can't know how we can help you. The best way to help you, the consumer of our parts, how we can help you, unless you tell us. So I would encourage you, come onto our website, drop here, let us know what we can do better, how we can serve you better. Are we communicating with you enough? Are we producing the parts enough? Are we servicing you in the most efficient way? And what can we do? What service can we offer to give you that a better experience when you come to us? Let us know. I'm open for constructive criticism. I'm not open to people slandering and just being rude. But if you want to offer us constructive criticism, I'm very open for it. Let me hear your thoughts. But when I know that when coming to restore a beloved car, and there are so many beautiful old cars out there, and being able to restore those, one of the biggest things, one of the biggest obstacles you'll come up against is finding spare parts. Because when a manufacturer or makes a specific model of a car, say let's say for VW or even Citroen, as we've got running over here. When a manufacturer, a auto manufacturer will make a particular model, they will make it generally for about 5 years. So that part will come off the production, or that specific vehicle will run off the production line for approximately 5 years, depending on um, how well it does in the market. They will then produce or support that particular model for another 5 to 10 years with spare parts. And there are other manufacturers that will support that model for about 10 parts. So you've got about 15 years where you can buy parts for that car. So you buy that car, the very, very first car uh, that comes off the production line. For 15 years, it'll be supported with spares. That is why so the DVLA will, after 15 years, moves that car onto the classic car um, category, because there's no longer spares being produced on a regular basis at a drumbeat for that particular car, that particular model won't be supported after 15 years. But because the market has been flooded with spares, you will still find spares for at least another 5 or 10 years for that car quite regularly. That's when you start getting cars that are 20, 30, 40 years spares start becoming rare. And the older the car, as most of people who restore classic cars will know, that as the car becomes rarer or older, the spares become harder and harder to come by, and they become treasured items because they are just so hard. So, how can we serve you? This is how we feel we do. So we can support the restoration of the old classic cars, the older classic cars, and even those that are 15 years old, even those that are younger than 15 years old. But primarily, where the issue rises is cars that are 20 years or older, because it is just gets harder and harder to find the spares. So because we're based here in the UK, down in Southampton, you have a reduced carbon footprint. This is no import duties, there's no great haulage costs, and from dispatch, when we dispatch an item, it can take 2 to 5 days to get you, depending on the postal system and what their backlogs are. So ordering a part from us, manufacturing, the manufacturing lead time, we set it as a standard from 7 to 10 working days. You can get it quicker than that, but that's our standard lead time is 7 to 10 working days. Lower carbon footprint. 3D printing reduces less waste because of the fact that all our the parts that we reverse engineer and redraw is electronic stock, not physical stock. You have less cost, less space, less storage, so less energy used to store those parts, less machinery used to move those parts around, less physical space to keep, because it's all kept held electronically. So you got less drain on the national grid. You got thereby reducing the amount of CO2, reducing the carbon footprint, reducing kind of to the environment in many, many ways. Because it's just an electronic model, that means our stock holding never diminishes. Once we've reverse engineered a part, that stock that we hold on our store never diminishes. So all that stock there, because it's electronic, it's not physical stock. So when you want it, it's there always. You will never ever have to go looking for it again. Um, Using 3D printing and reverse engineering techniques makes us a lot more versatile, because of the fact that um, traditionally, if you wanted a model or a mold changed, the cost and the expense and the time is massive, because you have to completely redesign and remake that part. So it's really expensive. Where a 3D model, we reverse engineer a 3D model for you. If you want that bespoke or you want it modified in any way, the option to change it is quicker, it's easier, and there's less cost, less wasted time, less expense, because it's changing an electronic model. It's not changing a physical item, a physical made item. You're in control as a customer because you bring us the part and we design it according to your specification. We design it according and reproduce it according to the material that you request, unless you say to us, look, you know, we need this made in the best material that is suitable for the purpose. But generally, you're in control of what material is made in, the sizes, the dimensions, the how it looks, when and how it comes out. So you're in total control. There's better communication, especially in today's day and age, and even during lockdown, because we all sat at the end of a mobile phone, pick up a phone and phone us, call us, talk to us. But if you need to have a meeting with us, the beauty and the advantage, I suppose, of lockdown has been the Zoom culture, the Zoom era, where no matter where you are in the world, no matter where you are in the country, we will set up a Zoom meeting. We can be talking and sharing our screens as we are now, talking through the products, talking through what changes you want, talking through how many, whatever it is that you want. So that's the advantage of using us. And I know there are other people who do the same as what we do, but our USP or unique selling point is the fact that other um, spare part manufacturers or spare part suppliers, they have to be continually sourcing spares for you. Take, for instance, this fuel pump section. Once we've drawn that, that's there forever. We've got that part, that the 3D model, and forever. So you never have to ask us to source that again. We just manufacture that again and again and again. And the parts there. And if you want to buy that 3D model in a step form, we'll deliver it directly to your email. And then you can do what you want with it. All of our parts, all of our stock that we have available here on our store is 100% available at all times. And that's the beauty of holding electronic stock. So again, just to recap, I would encourage you to come and learn more and to see more, to follow us so that you can see more of what's happening in the industry, keeping up to date on the latest 3D innovations and the way in which the vehicle market is adopting 3D printing, and a lot of 3D vehicle manufacturers are starting to take on board 3D manufacturing or additive manufacturing as a means and a method to producing parts, because it's quicker, it's cheaper. Everybody these days is worried about the impact on our impact on the environment and the globe, our CO2 and our carbon footprint. Having 3D models is and 3D stock or electronic stock opposed to physical stock holding is absolutely the best way to reduce our carbon footprint, because 3D, where traditional manufacturing is subtractive manufacturing, so you end up with a lot of waste, a lot that goes into the landfill, a lot that is thrown away, and there's a lot of time and expense and travel to remove that scrap that is produced by subtractive manufacturing, and then even to recycle that. So you've got high footprint, high CO2, high carbon impact where 3D printing is additive manufacturing, where the material is that you need is added, reducing the waste by about 70%. And a lot of the material that is used for 3D printing is recyclable and reusable. Therefore, less that's going into the landfills, less that is having to be remade. The CO2, the concerns with the creating waste. Additive manufacturing is the future of manufacturing in part, because like I said, there are restrictions to 3D printing, but it is to reduce carbon footprint, to be kinder to the environment, to reduce waste, to reduce landfill, because to be truthful, we are running out of space to create landfills. 3D printing and 3D manufacturing, additive manufacturing, reduces the need for all of that. I don't say it eliminates it, but it certainly does reduce it. Anyway, that is Dwight Mitchell from Mitchell & Son 3D Printing Services. I will encourage you again to come see our blog, come onto our store, have a look at the products that we have there, and drop us a note. Let us know how we can best serve you, and we will make the changes. We'll implement the changes where applicable and where necessary. Thank you very much for listening.